How do you feel about the way things went at Fairbanks, just the way you played overall?
Overall, we were I'd say, fine with the way we played. You know, Friday night we didn't think we played great, but obviously got the result. And then Saturday I thought we had some pretty good jump, and overall thought we played better. Didn't get the result. You know, that came down to 3 or 4 plays on both sides of the puck. So I'd say all in all, a good trip. You come home from Fairbanks with a split, especially where we are in the season and that kind of thing. And in terms of our lack of results so far, we'll take it. So we're hopefully going to continue to build some positive momentum as we move forward here.
Have your legs back under you now? You talked about how it's people have talked about how it is coming back.
Yeah.
But you're back hopefully where you want to be.
Yeah. I feel we are. You know, yesterday was a regroup day, but I wanted them to all skate, and they all went out there and skated. And today was a good hard Tuesday, and you know, it was back to. The only concern we had at times was executing, but the intensity seemed good. We seemed to have a little bit of jump. You know, for the most part, I think we're back. You know, it's also that time of year where guys, you know, there's just colds going around and that kind of thing, so it's always dragging them down a little bit. But I think for the most part, yeah, I think we're good to go.
Any injuries out of the series?
No, we're good health-wise, yeah.
And then I saw Wyatt was at practice.
Yeah, Wyatt was out there today, and actually, you know, we'd seen him in his gear. I'd seen him in his gear one time until today, since, you know, the whole thing started, obviously, and he took part in 3/4 of the practice, and I thought he did great. He was had a jump in his step, and that's understandably so. You know, being able to get back out there, get around the guys, and that's exciting for everybody.
When do you maybe see him playing a game? Maybe not what weekend or what game? But
yeah, I don't know. A lot of it's going to be based on how he's doing. You know, from what I've heard of this injury and the repair of the injury, it's all based on how he feels. It's not necessarily a timeline. So it'll be based on, you know, how quickly he feels like he can get back out there, and ultimately that'll be based on how much he practices over the next little bit here. If today was an indication, he should be practicing full go here pretty soon.
Thoughts on Western?
Well, Western, you know, they probably had one of the toughest 6-game stretches in college hockey to start the second half, with Duluth at home, then Notre Dame, then Miami. They're a good team. You know, they're a lot of talk about their defense core, and especially Tennyson and DeKaiser. Slabowski's played some pretty good hockey in goal. Seems like he's playing more right now, so kind of taking that role over a little bit. But you know, their forwards are dangerous too. I mean, Chase Ballasie's as good of a forward as there is, I feel, in the league, and that's just the beginning. So they're obviously a team that jumped on the map last year big time, and you know, I felt quite honestly that we played a pretty good series against them. Obviously, the result the second night made it sound one-sided, but with 5 minutes to go in the second period, it was a 1-1 game. It truly was, and then we went sideways, and they took advantage of that at a pretty high level. The first night, you know, we're down 3-1, but it was a couple of plays that we'd like to have back, and I love the way we fought back. You know, it was a time of this first half where we were a little bit banged up. We didn't have, you know, especially up front, we didn't have all of our numbers. You know, I'm hoping it's a series that we can continue to play the way we've played in terms of intensity and competing wise. If we don't do that, Western's a team that will really expose you, and we know that. So our focus is to be as intense and compete at a high enough level where now, if we're executing, give ourselves a good chance of the series of competing, and that's what we expect to do. But they're a team that's, like I said, I think they're very well balanced, obviously well coached with Andy Murray there. They haven't seemed to miss a beat from last year to this year with him taking over. And they've got lots of weapons, so you really have to pay attention to the game plan and all the little details that we want to pay attention to anyway. It's just that Western is a team that will really expose you if you're not doing that.
What do you like about the penalty killing of late? I think it's what, 2 goals in the last 6?
What do I like? Well, I like the results, you know. The one goal we gave up in Fairbanks was with a minute and a half to go in the game, so the game, for all intents and purposes, was over. I think our details are pretty good. I really do. I think we've blocked some shots that we hadn't blocked. Like we've talked about, Kevin, I think it's just a matter of we've had this penalty kill now for a year and a half, and guys are a little more comfortable with it, a little more familiar with it. They know what we want. You know, I do think it's a feel thing to me. We want to be pressure, but we don't want to cheat, and it's that in between. And I think the guys are getting that. They're more anticipating and less cheating, and committing to the things we want to be good at: clears, blocking shots. I think we've done a better job with those things. So it's been better, I guess, as of late. You know, I think our number is 85, and we want to be closer to 90. Western is a team that obviously their power play is pretty good, just with the personnel they put out there, and it's a difficult challenge. So we're first and foremost going to have to stay out of the box, which we haven't been good enough at, staying out of the box. And secondly, the opportunities we do get to kill penalties, we're going to have to.
And from what little you said on the weekend, not a good weekend for the power play.
You know, that's fair. You know, it was more in particular. You know, the one unit with Watala and Williamson and those guys. I mean, they Rodriguez had a power play goal Friday night, which put us up 3-0, which was a huge goal at the time. So that was huge. It was just the one unit. I think we struggle when we're not real intense, and we weren't real intense Friday. And our intensity was better Saturday, and we had more zone time Saturday, and no results, but better looks. You know, so that group to us is our number one group, so to speak. And the thing that they struggle with consistently is just being intense on the power play. It's almost a natural thing that power play guys want to take their foot off the gas because they've got one more guy, and we're trying to convince them that you have to do the exact opposite. Put your foot on the gas even more, so you can earn that zone time and earn those loose pucks and all those kind of things. And because the mentality of a penalty killer is usually, I'm going to be harder. It's a chemistry thing too, and I do think they're creating some chemistry amongst the two different groups of 5. We need our power play and our special teams overall to be an impact every game. The penalty kill has been a decent impact as of late. We need the power play to score more goals for us. I mean, again, Saturday night was a game that a power play goal changes the complexion of that game big time, and we weren't able to get one.
Seems like Adam Berkeley's been playing well for a while now. What do you see?
Yeah, I think, you know, in staying along the same theme as that power play unit, if Adam Berkel is intense and competing and focused, he's a really good player. I think he has a chance to be special. I mean, you can't teach how big he is, and he's got pretty good hands, and Adam's got some grit to him. I mean, he doesn't mind contact, and usually he's initiating that contact. He's just one of those guys, like a lot of freshmen, trying to find that level of consistency every day is something that, not that he struggled with, but he's transitioning like anybody else. We like him and like his game when he's intense and when he's competing at a high level every day. He's a guy that can dominate practice. I mean, that's how good he is potentially, and we're going to push him to get there. So then come Friday and Saturday, it's just another night. And he's been pretty consistent with that, you know, over the last little bit. So he's a guy that we think can be a pretty good player at this level. And it's just a matter of keeping our foot on the gas and make sure he keeps expecting to do that and not accepting anything less than that.
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, Bruce, thank you.
Appreciate it.